Okay, we are live right now. What you are currently witnessing is a stream from another driver as we currently load into the session. This is Dawson Allen with BRN doing a very goofy style broadcast to start things off until we can get the session loaded in. Once we get the session loaded in, we'll get some stuff set up. Once we get the stuff set up, we will have the broadcast ready to go. Field is currently rolling through 3 and 4, loading into the session right now. It was not supposed to be here. Here we are. We have a very late stream broadcast going. We're on board with Enrique Cucalan for the start of this race. If we can get this loaded in before the race starts, which looks like we're not going to, we're going to be right on the edge of it, but that's okay. We're going to have set up everything pretty much. Everything has to get set up right now in terms of the broadcast, but we are here. Green flag is out. We are racing. Cucalan is currently leading in the back of the field, as the race starts. You see Cucalan, we're going to mute himself, so that way we can just work on watching this. We are now in the sim. There we go. You see the field making its way through 3 and 4 right now. We're going to not set up any of this stuff because we don't need any of it. You're going to see it all live. All of this fun stuff being set up live here on BRN. This is the fun way on how to broadcast for you here tonight. So we've got this set up. We always turn our graphic to 50%, so that way it is nice and small. And just like that, we have the race stream up. Now to get the graphics up for you right now. Lap 1 is already in the books. It looks like we have made it green, clean, all the way through this first lap. We'll go ahead and get the ticker and everything set up for you so we can show you guys live scoring. Justin Rott is currently your race leader as they make their way down the back straightaway, pushed by Steven Maggio. Man, oh man, is it frantic and crazy here to start tonight's broadcast, but we are here live from Michigan National Speedway for the Pure Michigan 200 here tonight. It's race number 4 of Slide Jawb Racing League season number 14. This field hits the start-finish line that time by Jonathan Parker going to the inside, going for the race lead on Justin Rott. Teammates there as they make their way into turn 1 yet again on lap number 3. You see 3 wide move. Here comes Jerry Robinson on the inside lane. It's Justin Rott on the outside. Jonathan Parker there in the middle as they make their way down the backstretch. The field is all sorts of shaken up here, making moves. They're trying to make everybody's trying to make any move they can. And Jerry Robinson back to the inside. Going to go back 3 wide racing here for the top spot. As they work on getting the graphics loaded up, Dylan Parker wrapping the top side there up the outside lane. That 3-car trying the top side to see if he can make it work. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer down on the bottom of a 4-wide situation. I want to say that top car there, it is loaded in, actually. I believe that Arctic car, I can't tell who that is. I think it's going to be Ollie Reeves in the 13. Indeed, it is. Should be the 31, or should be the 13 is the 31 in Sim. Once everything starts loading in here, we'll be good to go. But you see all the paint schemes loading in because iRacing is working on loading everything in right now. And as we get everything set up and ready to go, field heading into turn number 3. And just like that, somehow, some way, we've got scoring pulled up and ready to go. So thank you for bearing with me for that very chaotic start to this broadcast as we are now rolling and going here tonight. Justin Rott was your pole sitter. Jonathan Parker started 3rd just behind him. Christian Pacheco right there in 3rd place. He started in 4th. He's running a throwback scheme like usual. This number 88 does. They're getting a little shaky there, moving around everywhere. This 88, of course, the Dark Knight Rises scheme that we saw Dale Jr. run at this track in 2012, I want to say, when he scored his first win in a while. It was 4 years to his last win when he scored that victory. As we got a slider spinning. It's Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Brett Bennett's involved too. Moreno through the grass, and you can see no caution is going to come out for this one. Bennett going to get back up to speed. Moreno going to do the same. Quick jump back on the replay to show you what happened. Just contact on the exit of the corner. Moreno got loose, hits Bennett. They slide to the grass, but somehow, some way, no caution flies for these 2 drivers. Jerry Robinson in the middle of a 3-wide situation. See the field making its way around, including Michael Kruger. There's Ollie Reeves on the outside lane. Right there behind him is Oscar Enriquez in the 56. I see Justin Rott. There's Jaden Porter. On the bottom lane there is Chris Downey. Under top of him is Gabriel Dahari in the 36 as we continue monitoring this field. Jonathan Parker is your race leader. Battle for 2nd. Francisco Bacayo trying to work to the inside of Pacheco as Dylan Parker works the outside. They make their way down the straightaway. Somehow, someway, we got this all fired up, good to go. Oh, man. Of course, last week's winner, Chicagoland, was Ethan Fonseca Moreno. Francisco Macayo won the race earlier this season at Dover, race number 2. And, of course, the season opener won by Dane Cruz. So Toyotas have swept the season so far. We'll see if it happens again. Shockey Tarpley got the outside wall in the 25, kind of fighting this handling of this 25 car. We saw Moreno already have problems early on in this race, but Kyle up to 4th place. I don't believe Dane Cruz is here. Actually, he is here indeed. A little bit further back in 29th place right now, our winner from Daytona, as things slide right now out back, kind of just cruising along for now. Field making their way down this long back straightaway, heading down back towards turn 3. Nose to tail, top 3 right there were to Parker, Pacheco, and Dylan Parker. So Pacheco finds himself in the middle of a Parker sandwich, and now Dylan going to the inside lane. Seeing if he can make it work, not going to be able to. And you see behind him is the 41 of Michael Kruger. Peeks inside, stays back in line with Andretti Robinson just behind him. As we continue to turn number 1. On lap number 10, you see way down on the bottom, that's Jaden Porter in the 28, sending it in there on Andretti Robinson, trying to clear him and take the spot. You see Bakayo on the outside lane. Porter not quite clear. Oh, wrecked it in the back! Shockey Tarpley's around. Caution is out. As Shockey Tarpley goes around, bringing out the first caution tonight. He wasn't the only one that spun. I think Blaine Sparling, no, he wouldn't get a piece of it, but Shockey Tarpley hit somebody there in the midst of that spin and puts us under caution for the first time here tonight. Let's take a look at your BRN replay and show you what happened to set up this accident here. Just coming off the exit of turn number 2. Shockey Tarpley right here. It's like a little bit of contact almost with Dahari. He comes up, moves up the track to give Dahari room, and Dahari spins, and right there, right in the background, who in the earth was that? Couldn't tell who that one was behind those two that just somehow missed that accident. Let me try to see if I can find out who that was, but that was an incredible miss by whoever. It shot down to the inside. We'll take another look here. As the field exits. Don't think that was Ben Bafford. It might have been Austin Doran in the 52, I believe. I think it was, so we're right on board with him. So he had a nice sight line there of those cars spinning ahead of him. He got Doran right there too, and you see he's just gonna see him ahead of him, miss them all. Nice quick miss for Austin Doran. The road is open. Drivers coming to pit lane. Some drivers electing to stay out. So split decisions here from the field. See how it pans out for them as everybody decides to make some pit strategy calls very early on here. So as we welcome you to the broadcast officially here on BRN, this is Dawson Allen here with the Liberty Racing Network, live at Michigan International Speedway, playing host to race number 4, Slide Job Racing League season number 14 here tonight. Thank you for joining us and being patient with us getting this up and running here. Very chaotic setup time and getting everything ready to go, and we got it. We're here. We only just barely missed the start. I think we got in right as the field was coming through turns 3 and 4 for the first lap. So really got lucky with the timing there to get in when we did. And so here we are now. So as the field makes its way to the start-finish line, there is no choose cone in this league. Everybody just lines up the way iRacing tells them to. Francisco Bakayo is your race leader with Andretti Robinson to his inside as Bakayo choosing the top side. It looks like The top 12 did not pit. Igzol rolled down pit lane, did not stop in his stall. Tyler Watermelon as well did not pit in 13th. So we have 13 drivers that did not pit. Chris Daniels, he might have just taken a splash of fuel. Michael Kruger, all the way back here in 15th place. It's the first driver to take tires off of pit road. A lot of split strategy calls here from this field on what they wanted to do and how they wanted to get this race going here, and choosing on this caution how they wanted to manage their tire sets. Francisco Bacayo taking an EOL, it looks like, dropping to the back of this fielder. Something, not sure what happened with the 30. Did he just fall asleep behind the wheel? Not sure, but lags behind the whole field now, way behind the pace truck. That was interesting, to say the least. But he's back up to speed, back up to the pace truck, and you see the field kind of stacked up behind him. And now they're going to have to catch back up and get reorganized, get ready to go back racing here on lap number 14. Pace truck dives off, heads down towards the safety of pit lane. Bacayo is your race leader. He's going to lead us to the Geico restart zone with Dre Robinson to his inside. He'll match the gas there, wrecking in the back already. That's Jaden Porter going around. And now they're wrecking for sure. There's the 2 spun around. Rivers Jones is around. We didn't even get green, and we have another caution. Don't know if it'll be a caution or if it's a case of it's going to extend it, but caution flag back in the air. What on earth happened on this restart? So we'll start with Jaden Porter in the 28. It starts with him. You'll see right here, the field kind of stacks up coming back to the green. And with this stack up, Bomar gets sent into Parker. And right there, Porter gets spun down. But then just up top there, you see the chaos happening there. That's Bridger Olson in the 2. Try to get a look and see how this all transpires. Just stacking up. Everybody's stacking up, trying to make the go. And you see just contact and Dylan Parker, Bridger Olson getting the wall. Rivers Jones gets turned. A lot of contact for a lot of these guys back here. You see some heavy nose damage for Dane Cruz in the 1. Right on board with the 1 of Dane Cruz. Dane's getting shoved into it. He's not even going, and just got people on his back bumper shoving him into it. And right there, Rivers Jones going around. You'll see right here, just the field just stacking up. As the green flag flies, around goes the back half of the field. Just as quick as he's throwing the green flag, he's got to pull out the caution flag and throw it. Let's see if we can see it from the exit of turn number 4 as well. See them all stacking up, and around they all start going. So an interesting caution, to say the least, thanks to the BRN replay. So we're going to check and make sure I got this set up right, because if I do, there we go. We can live move the camera. We're going to get this set up right about here. Well, that's the best bet to catching the restarts here. So we'll get you a field update as they run right now. It's Francisco Bacayo is still in control of this race. Justin Rott is in second. Michael Walls finds himself third. And Dre Robinson dropped back to 4th through all that melee. And Jonathan Jurgensmeyer currently would be scored in 5th. Chaotic, to say the least. So the field going to go double file once more. As we do so, Mikayo going to try to lead this field back to green again. This time, hopefully, not stacking them up on the backstretch, then catching back up and leading to this big chaotic mess that we saw here before. I'm not going to blame it on Mikayo, but definitely didn't help that happened. This field going to come back around through 3 and 4. Mikayo brought now the front row, your pole sitter from tonight. Mikayo started tonight's race in 11th place, so he's up 10 spots from the drop of the green flag initially on the start of this race. You'll see how he does trying to navigate and maintain with these cautions that have been coming out recently. Green flag is going to fly. Mikayo going to match the gas to get us back to racing, and you see a little more of a cautious approach from everybody to get back racing. Ooh, Michael Walls gets loose from the exit of the corner, and everybody else in the background stacking up. You see Jonathan Parker going to the bottom, trying to fight through this field 4 wide as they head into 3 and 4. These fresher tires trying to take advantage of every spot they can take. Everybody trying to capitalize on this track position early on here as they are making contact. Doran hits Jared Wilson. They keep it straight, however. They are fighting for anything they can get out in the back. Another thing to note, you'll see cars like Jonathan Parker's, James Bomar as well, as they almost make contact with Michael Walls, having a green banner on them. Those are your Dash for Cash drivers, or Dash for Bread, excuse me. They are racing for a bonus paycheck at the end of this race tonight, so keep your eyes on those green banners. We'll keep tabs and see who wins it tonight. Right now, JP and Bomar, I think, are the front two of this group as the battle for the lead picking up. Mikayo's got company on the inside. His name is Andre Robinson in the 60. He's got Oscar Enriquez in the 56 as well, just in tow. Three wide further back. You see Ali Rhea is going to send it on the bottom lane, sliding up in front of Rott and Enriquez, a 2-for-1 through the corner as he makes it stick to third. Rott pushing him down the back. He's in the back of Andre Robinson as they make their way into turn 3. Reeves up top. Rott down to the bottom. Reeves going to hold strong as Michael Walls tried to clear. Couldn't quite clear Jaden Porter. He'll get in front of the 28. Just about put him in the wall. Doing so. No harm, no foul. As the battle for the lead happens now. Robinson on the bottom of Mikayo, trying to sit into there and slide up in front of the 30. He's not going to do so. The 30 pulls ahead on the exit of the corner. Gabe Cazzola catches the wall back in the background as they make their way down the back straightaway. Further back here, Michael Kruger trying to make moves through the field. On these fresher tires, he's up now to 5th as Rott slides sideways, almost tags the 41, heading down the front stretch. Michael Kruger on these fresh tires making him work. Same with Jonathan Parker. Steven Maggio did not take tires in that last stop. So he is just seeing if he can navigate through this traffic. It's struggling on these older tires as well. Pacheco sliding up into Bomar just about. Maybe a little hip check, but you see Parker making moves to the field. Same with Michael Kruger, who is now up to 4th. Now Jonathan Parker working the bottom lane yet again there in that blue and white Lowe's number 48, reminiscent of Jimmy Johnson's 2010 and 2011 paint scheme that he drove in the NASCAR Cup Series, the 2-1 championship, pardon me, back in 2010. AP looking for his third championship in the Sled Job Racing League after going back-to-back in seasons 10 and 11. Is contact in the background. Can't tell who that is. I want to say that is the 49 at Quincy Strawhacker that almost got into Michael Wallace. Bomar shifting around there just behind Chris down into the bottom lane. Going to send it back on the bottom side is Bomar. He had a good run last week at Chicagoland, James Morton, finishing third. Oh, Pacheco pounds the outside wall. Lost it on the corner exit. Dylan Parker through the grass. So is Quincy Strawhacker. Somehow, someway, everybody's able to keep avoiding him. Strawhacker slow on the track. Dylan Parker getting back up to speed as Pacheco continues to plummet just right to the wall. Take a look quickly. You see, he just overcorrects it, pounds the outside wall. Amir Basco makes contact. It looks like maybe Shockey Tarpley got sent through the grass. Quincy Strawhacker as well. Dylan Parker full throttled through it. Somehow, some way, no caution. We stay green. Battle for the lead is underway yet again. And Dre Robinson has it, but on the inside, here comes a hard charging Jonathan Parker with Jaden Porter in tow. You see Michael Kruger right there in the picture as well. It seems like Dre Robinson slipped up a little bit in the corner, and here comes Kruger on the inside. Working down the back straightaway, heading into turns 3 and 4. Caution flag is going to fly, though. It looks like it might be Jamie Wright spun around on the bottom there of the backstretch. Indeed, it is. So our third caution of the night coming out at lap number 24. Take a look at your BRN replay and show you what happened. I got a background. Contact with Bridger Olson. Andrew C. Davis and Jamie Wright coming off the corner. It's Fidel Fabian who's outside. Gets loose, tags him, and spins him around. With that, you see Jared Wilson goes around as well. Contact at the inside wall. And up ahead, there's more wrecking. I want to say it might have been Fabian. Was part of that. He comes back up the track right here. Tags Moreno a little bit right there. The 50 car, nowhere to go. It's Blaine Sparling in the 59. The 50 belonging to Matthew Opliger, who was involved as well. But at the 25 lap mark, just across quarter way, Jonathan Parker is your race leader. And looks like he is going to lead the field down pit road. One driver staying out, I believe it's AJ Knickel in the 74. He stays out this time, does not elect to come to pit road. Rest of the field, though, looks like they are coming in. Got to make a pit stop. I would expect some of these guys that maybe took tires in that last caution to just take fuel only. We'll see how that pans out. Jonathan Parker leads the field down pit lane. Justin Rott slid through his stall. And yep, JP, fuel only on the 48 machine. Michael Kruger, same strategy on second off pit road. Jaden Porter rolls off third. There you see Matthew J. O'Brien, Brett Bennett, Rivers Jones rolling off pit lane as the field continues to filter out. Race leader as it stands right now is AJ Knickel in the 74. Dane Cruz, Gabriel Dehari, Matthew Chastain, Dylan Parker, the top 5, they all stayed out under this caution. Field double file, back ready to go racing again. So here's how the field lining back up, ready to go back green on lap number 28. It's AJ Knickel, Dane Cruz, Gabriel Dahari, Matthew Chastain, and Dylan Parker, your top 5. They did not pit under this caution. They pit under what I guess is essentially the previous caution period where we had 2 cautions back-to-back. Didn't get a restart in before we had another caution there. Jonathan Parker lining up 6th, then Michael Kruger, Jaden Porter, Matthew J. O'Brien, and then I believe it's Brett Bennett running out your top 10. They did not take tires, neither did Rivers Jones at 11th. All those drivers electing to take fuel only, because that's all they needed at this time. Oscar Enriquez, the first driver on tires, is in 12th place. We'll see how this shakes out. A lot of different strategy calls in this field, but Knickel choosing the bottom lane for this restart. The pace truck will dive off. The 74 is your control car on the bottom lane. Dane Cruz, our Daytona winner, on the outside of row number 1, heading for the Geico restart zone. Knickel will mash the gas pedal and get us back to racing, back under green. Quickly, everybody scattering, trying to get spots in the background. Jonathan Parker muscled Michael Kruger down to get down below Matthew Chastain as they make their way through 1 and 2. Knickel leading the field. Dahari up to 2nd. Jonathan Parker clears. Oh, there goes Michael Kruger spinning to the bottom. He saved it. So does Andrea Robinson. Somebody else is spinning around, I think, maybe. Unless they all gathered it up. I believe they did. But Kruger hemorrhages spots as Knickel leads. Dylan Parker sending it to the inside for 2nd. Now he's got 2nd place up on the outside lane. Jonathan Parker coming through the middle as the field is all nice and tightly bound together. Dylan is blocking Jonathan like crazy. Here comes JP to the bottom. How about 3 wide for the race lead? JP trying to make the bottom lane work. Dahari slips up a little bit. As you see the field make their way to the backstretch, Dylan Parker going to take the race lead away from AJ Knickel. Jaden Porter on the outside going for 2nd. Field through 3 and 4. Porter and Jonathan Parker side by side for 2nd now. Porter now clears him, pulls down, and side by side for 3rd between Knickel and Parker. JP trying to make the bottom work here on these older tires. AJ Knickel has. Oh, Knickel gets loose in the corner. Gathers it up somehow. He's fighting it still. He saves it. You see O'Brien going to go by. Dahari trying to work on the bottom lane as well to go by. Brett Bennett down on the bottom lane as well. He was in a caution earlier on in this race, and he's back up here in the top 10. 4 wide. How about 5 wide as they come off the corner? Gabe Cazzola gets loose. Look at how tight this field is. Micaiah rolls up on Knickel. He has to get out of it. They're going to be 4 wide again. Oh, contact around goes Bennett. Caution is out again. Bennett somehow saves it. How on earth Brett Bennett kept that car from spinning to the inside wall, I don't know. But he does, and he keeps his car in this fight. Going to have a chance to go back after it here, but he's going to have some work to do to get out from the bottom. Your BRN replay shows it here. Contact on the outside lane between Bomar and Baccaio sends Baccaio into Bennett. Well, actually, there'll be contact from Bennett to Baccaio first, then Dane Cruz right there. Brett Bennett so lucky that car stays planted on the asphalt. No further problems for Brett Bennett, though. See right there, that's the only incident we have. You see Cazzola, and I believe it's Quincy Strawhacker going to the apron, trying to fight for positions. Aggressive block, I think, by Gabe Gazzola is what that was. But he kept him behind him. We're back under caution. Free pass goes to Christian Pacheco. He'll go around and get back on the lead lap. And our field of 40 cars, all on the lead lap, all have a chance at winning this race here tonight. So Jaden Porter is your race leader. We had some drivers coming on pit road. Blaine Sparling, Brett Bennett, Matthew Opliger, Fidel Fabian, Matthew Chastain, Dane Cruz, Jared Wilson. Those that have come and already come off of pit road. Then you have some drivers still on pit lane like Steven Maggio, Christian Pacheco back on pit road. It looks like Andrew Davis is maybe disconnected. Amir Bascom on pit lane but rolling off. Same with Shockey Tarpley in the 25. So it looks like we have 39 cars on track and on the lead lap, as we should be choosing, or coming to one to green this time, excuse me. So used to choose going in about every other league we run here. We got the field double file now. Porter, your race leader. You got the Parkers right behind him. Dylan in second on the outside lane. Jonathan in third on the bottom. Matthew J. O'Brien, another Dash for Cash driver right there on the outside of row 2. So side by side, we got two of our Dash for Cash drivers. Got AJ Knickel and Gabriel Tahari in row number 3. Row 4, it's Oscar Enriquez and James Bomar, another Dash for Cash entry. It looks like back there, rounding out your top 10, it's going to be Francisco Bacayo in the 30, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in the 00. So as we get ready to go back racing, just over a third of the way through this race here tonight, Jaden Porter going to control the field heading towards the Geico restart zone for this restart. Ace truck is off. Porter on the inside will mash the gas pedal, put us back to racing, back green in the Pure Michigan 200. Jonathan Parker clears Dylan Parker for second. Matthew J. O'Brien by himself right there in fourth as the field double wide. It looks like all the way back there between Jurgensmeyer and Knickel. Everybody trying to sort things out. That's, I think, Rivers Jones on the inside trying to make something work with Gabe Gazzola. Field's still trying to hang tough where they can. Get spots where you can get them. Knickel hanging on to that car with all he's got. He's got Bacayo who's outside. Here comes Enriquez to the inside. Gabe Gazzola on his back bumper. There on the outside, Ollie Reeves in the 13 as they head back for turn 1. Three wide up ahead. Oh, wrecking Gabe Gazzola! Into the outside wall as they continue to spin in the background. Caution should fly here soon. There it is. Lots of carnage on the backstretch. That's the 37. Francis Hamilton's in it. I saw Tyler Watermelon spin to the apron. I think Blaine Sparling got a piece of it too. I'll have to look back and see everybody involved in that one as we have another caution on the speedway. With your BRN replay, we'll show you what happened. It starts with Gabe Cazzola. It's loose in the corner. Actually, no. Kaneko comes up into the 18. Hits him to the wall. See Ali Reeves' contact there. And as they're all sorting things out, you see multiple accidents kind of just spurred in that moment. Just too many to really keep track of. We'll try to see if we can get a hold of everybody. Get a name on everybody that's involved. You'll see him come off of the corner here. We'll get a zoom on this and see who all is involved. See, Cazzola spins right there. Ethan Fonseca-Moreno gets tagged into the 37 of Francis Hamilton. I see Blaine Sparling, Stephen Maggio spinning on the bottom lane. And in the wall on the outside, I think that's Fidel Fabian in the 04. Indeed, it is. So, a lot of cars sent around in that one. Somehow, some way. Nobody gets any terminal damage, I don't think, from that incident. Everybody looks like they're able to keep rolling. This field's still pacing. Check out the one to go next time by. Jaden Porter leads as we approach lap number 39. So one to go. Porter, it looks like, chose the top lane for this restart with Jonathan Parker to his inside. Dylan Parker lining up third with James Beaumont, who's outside. Matthew J. O'Brien looks like his fifth. Michael Walls right there in sixth on the outside of row number 3 in that 24 Exalta Flame scheme. We saw William Byron drive in 2024. Gabriel Dehari, fourth on the inside lane. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer, fourth on the outside. And it's Bridger Olson, Francisco Bacayo. That's going to be your top 10 as they come to the restart. We got 61 laps to go here at Michigan. Can we somehow get a stretch of green flag racing here? We'll have to see. Porter leading the field towards the Geico restart zone. He'll mash the gas, put us back to racing, and back underway. Dylan Parker right there trying to fight. You see Jonathan Parker clears. Bomar back to the inside as they make their way down the back straightaway. Bomar trying to clear Parker. A little bit of contact between the two. Both racing in the dash for bread. As now they're going to lose time. Bomar is. The field swallowing up these two. As Jaden Porter pulling away after that. Settle back down. The 48-24 connection locked and loaded. Ready to roll here with Jonathan Parker and Michael Walls. Second and third. Jurgensmeyer right there in fourth. Dylan Parker finds a spot on the outside lane ahead of Matthew J. O'Brien. Oscar Enriquez just behind him in 8th place as Bomar continues to fight for that spot inside of Enriquez. And they're reeling back in Porter. See on the ticker, 2 drivers out of this race. Jared Wilson, Andrew C. Davis, 39th and 40th right now. Christian Pacheco is off pace. He is just up ahead of the leaders. Struggling with the handling of that car, still damaged from that wall contact earlier. Just been having caution to help him get damage repaired, but not enough. See a lot of shuffling in the background. So Dre Robinson to the inside of Bridger Olsen, trying to go for, I believe that's going to be maybe about 12th as Olsen fading back a little bit as Andre Robinson working the inside lane of Bomar and Rivers Jones. 3 wide situation there. Oh, Jeffrey Armistead. Oh, and around goes Strawhacker. Somehow doesn't hit anybody. He hits the wall. Comes back on the track, able to keep it straight, pointed in the right direction. No caution there. That all started with Armistead getting loose off the corner. He saved it. Everybody else fought to save it. They all save it. We're 4 wide here. Bouncing off each other to Hari, bouncing off Jamie Wright as they keep it straight and narrow. Somehow, some way, we stay green. The train is catching up to Jaden Porter now as Parker's on his back bumper. Michael Wall's right there with him. See Dylan Parker working the top side, trying to get a run around Francisco Bacayo. That would be for 5th. A lot of scattering here. Bacayo to the inside of a 3-wide situation with Michael Walls and Jonathan Jurgensmeyer. Dylan Parker going to work the top side all the way up to the wall if he can get the run on the corner. Oh, Bacayo's going to lose it! Into the wall hard! Jonathan Parker, Jonathan Jurgensmeyer spinning around. Rivers Jones tagged. More wrecking in the back. And just like that, how quickly a race can turn. The 48 machine all torn up and out of this one. Francisco Bacayo's day is going to be done as well. Take a look at your BRN replay and show you what happened here going through 1 and 2. Bacayo just gets loose on the bottom, overcorrects, gets it saved the second time, then back into the outside wall. And through all of that, all the carnage unfolds. Everybody trying to miss the wreck, trying to avoid the carnage that lays in wait. We'll watch from the sky. You'll see it happen. Kyle just losing it. Into Parker. Jurgensmeyer got a piece there. Dylan Parker tagged as well. Rivers Jones gets spun around. In the background, couldn't quite tell. I believe it's Justin Rott that gets a piece of it as well. We'll just look and see kind of the back half of this field. There's a lot of cars swept up in this one. Right there, Justin Rott, Bridger Olsen go around the 50 car. It's spun around as well. There's Tyler Watermolen. The 50 and Matthew Opliger gets spun as well. Just chaos on the back straightaway here. Everybody taking evasive action for the rest of the accident. What is likely a day ender for a couple contenders. Francisco Bacayo, Jonathan Parker likely going to be out of this one. After that, Parker is officially DNF from this race. 38th is where he is scored right now. Another driver is likely going to be on the outs of this one. The field pacing right now should be coming to 1 to green this time by, and I believe they are. I'm going to quickly run, refill my water bottle, and I'll give you an update on the field as we get ready to approach the halfway point of this race. And so here's how they're going to line up for this restart coming on lap number 48. We got about 53 laps of racing to go. Jaden Porter still your race leader. Michael Walls on his outside. Oscar Enriquez is starting third on this restart with Andrea Robinson to his outside. Matthew J. O'Brien, actually Gabe Cazzola going to be fifth. Matthew O'Brien is sixth. Top four stayed out. I've been out there for 21 laps. Gabe Cazzola pit under the previous caution. Everybody else pit under this caution here. So a couple split strategies to see what will happen. Pace truck dives off. Porter and Walls, the front row, getting ready to lead us back to green here, heading for the Geico restart zone. They'll get on the gas. The green flag is out, and we're back underway here at Michigan. Porter and Enriquez clear Walls for first and second. Walls under fire from Andrea Robinson and Gabe Cazzola. Cazzola working the inside of Michael Walls. Slight contact between the two. Walls gets sent up the track a little bit, but he gathers it up. Cazzola now getting swallowed up by Beaumar and Robinson. Oh, contact Cazzola makes with Beaumar look like a little bit of door contact. Everybody trying to take advantage of this position they can get here with this field bunched back up. Up front, battle for the lead. Enriquez shoving the 28, trying to get there to him. Oh, contact in the back. Francis Hamilton on the inside, I think, might have had contact with Dylan Parker. Strawhacker and Fabian make contact behind them. Tight, close quarters racing here at Michigan. Such a big track, yet somehow, some way, the racing surface feels so narrow and tight with everybody on top of each other. Working their way down the back straightaway. Brett Bennett in 11th place, battling with Chris Downey. It looks like Justin Rott's in the picture there, too. A lot of shuffling around. Everybody trying to find spots they can take and just kind of slotting in where they can here in the back. But up front, Oscar Enriquez leads this field right now, heading through 3 and 4 to hit the halfway point, halfway home here in the Pure Michigan 200. You see Michael Walls catching back up to Jaden Porter's back bumper, going to shove him down the front. Right there, Matthew J. O'Brien, that green windshield banner. He is a Dash for Bread driver. He's got James Beaumont coming behind him, trying to give him a challenge for it. Porter used the bottom lane to clear for the lead once more. As they head down the back straightaway. Carsey closing in on this race leader. Now is 36. Gabriel Dahari into the top 5 now. Working inside James Beaumont. It's the field fanning down the front straightaway, chasing his 28. All over the back bumper. Enriquez might have caught the wall there. Porter using the bottom. Enriquez wrapping the top side. Trying to get the run down the straightaway. See Dylan Parker sliding up in front of everybody in the background for 10th. That's Jeffrey Armistead just behind him. Austin Doran up here in the top 10 now, running 9th place. You see Michael Walls trying to go to the inside lane to make it work on Porter. Porter a little loose through turns 3 and 4. Enriquez has to get down, and Porter slows up a little bit. They're going to have to settle this here now quick. O'Brien going to send it to the inside of the 28. Walls tried to throw the block, couldn't quite do it. We're 3 wide for the lead. Here comes O'Brien through the middle. Going to take the top spot. Walls working the bottom. Porter up on the outside lane. Enriquez trying to hang on to the spot he's got back there. I believe that's 6. Walls almost got turned there, trying to clear up in front of Porter. Here comes Beaumont on the inside. Enriquez way up the track. Cazzola has to keep it off the wall. He does so. Beaumont working the inside lane with Dahari and Robinson behind him. O'Brien leads the outside with help from Michael Walls and Jaden Porter. A lot of different lines here through 1 and 2. Cazzola hits the outside wall, doesn't hit hard. Oh, Beaumont might have just slammed the outside wall, trying to slide up in front of Jaden Porter. Here comes Dahari to his inside. O'Brien leading the field here at number 55. Michael Walls peeking the nose inside of this 43. Beaumont going to work the top side. Walls pinching on a side draft maybe. Beaumont going to send it to the bottom. How about 3-1 for the race lead again? Beaumont trying to use the bottom inside of Walls and O'Brien. He's not going to get the run off the corner, I don't think. Almost gets up into Michael Walls. He's not clear yet. O'Brien has the top spot for now. Heading for the stripe. Beaumont thinks to slide back up in line and try again on the, maybe on the exit turn, enters turn 3 again. Pull this out a little bit so we can see the rest of the field. Porter might have caught the wall just a little bit there in the background. So Beaumont going to get a push from Dahari down the back inside of Michael Walls side by side for second. Everybody chasing Matthew J. O'Brien for now. Beaumont looking to clear this 24. He's going to pull up in front and do so. As he slides up and takes that spot away, he now chases O'Brien, the driver he's facing in the Dash for Bread Challenge. Try and pick up some extra moolah at the end of tonight's race. Michael Walls might have caught the outside wall. Beaumont to the top side. Dahari inside of Walls for third. Here comes Porter to the outside of these two. That's going to be tight if he can clear. Porter on the outside for third. That's Oscar Enriquez way out of sorts in the background there. 3 wide for third as they chase O'Brien and Beaumont. Oh, Michael Kruger! Contact with Justin Rott there. Roth did not get a good exit on the corner. Kruger on the bottom lane had to kind of check up a little bit. He's going to try to slide back in line ahead of Brett Bennett. Can't quite do it. So he's stuck there on the bottom lane. See different lanes. Drew Robinson, Gabe Gazzolo almost make contact. Oh, they do make contact! Leave it to the two rhythm-based game sponsors to find each other on the track and door each other down the back. Parappa the Rappa versus Geometry Dash. Gazzolo way up the corner entry there. And somehow holding strong together, but here comes Bomar on the inside going for the race lead. Bomar is clear. O'Brien now to second, side by side for third between Porter and Dahari. Shuffling around for spots pretty much from 10th on back. Kruger currently holds 10th place spots. Got Brett Bennett on his back bumper. But now you see working the outside lane. That's Austin Dorr into the 52. He's trying to put his name in the hat for the race lead here. Missed that wreck early on in this race. He's kind of just been biding his time. Really hasn't been up here in the mix, but coming to 41 laps to go this time. This 52 finds himself near the front of the field. Cut inside, Jaden Porter. Oh, Michael Walls almost makes contact with the 28. Gathers it up down the back on the back straightaway. And he'll slide in line behind Chris Downey in 7th place. Doran finds himself in 4th. Downey on the inside of Porter for 5th. How about Chris Downey in the 27 making moves here late? As the field continuing to turn laps here, swapping spots back and forth, fighting for every position they can get here. Just now, coming under 40 laps to go. There's still a pit stop looming for these drivers. They're still going to have to come to pit lane at least one more time, if not twice. I would think one more time is the number as we hit 39 laps to go. Looking at the stints right now, we got some drivers, of course, with cautions. They've been able to stay out there for a little bit longer, like Jaden Porter, Jerry Robinson, Michael Walls, today with few. So they've been able to stay out there with those cautions, but they're going to have to pit sooner than the rest of the field, who can make it a lot longer on this run. Might see some guys maybe stay out and just hope for a caution late. We'll see how it all plays out, though, as we get near the end of this race. I believe approaching, well, not quite yet approaching anybody yet. Christian Pacheco, 20 seconds back of the lead, which is not a lap, so he's nowhere near the race leaders right yet. Of course, that could all change. So you continue to jockey for position in the background. That's Brett Bennett inside of Michael Walls for 10th. Dylan Parker continuing to march forward in that 3 machine back in the background. That black and white Enriquez Designs Chevy Camaro on the bottom lane. He's been all over the place in this race. This number 3 has. I just didn't start anywhere. He actually started in 12th place. So he's been all over this field. From the back to the front and then back. This 3 car is moving forward here. And that's not shocking to hear about Dylan Parker, the winningest driver all time in the Slide Job Racing League. Dylan Parker, 34 wins to his name as he makes his way turn 3, going for 3rd place. Gabriel Dahari. Last time we saw him in victory lane was last season at Darlington for his 34th career win. He's looking for 35 if he can get it here tonight as they keep shuffling around. Now the race lead is swapping hands. Here comes O'Brien back to the outside of Bomar. And look at Dylan Parker going all the way up top. Starting to kind of peak further and further high. towards that wall. That's what he likes to do. He likes to run the top and rip the lip. And he's doing more of that in this 3-car. Heading on the back straightaway, going to be 35 laps to go next time by. Oh, that's Austin Dorn in the wall in the back there. 52 catches the wall, keeps it pointed straight. Loses a couple spots, not a ton, but he is back to 9th place now. As the top 9 have kind of separated themselves from the rest of the field. See Brett Bennett running in 10th place right now. Jeffrey Armistead back behind him in 11th. Michael Walls, Justin Rott, our pole sitter, as they continue to just shuffle about here, trying to make sure they don't catch that wall or spit it out off of turn number 2. Also moving forward, Michael Kruger now up to 6th place in this 41. Still looking for his first career win here in the Slide Job Racing League. Multi-time winner across a couple of other different racing leagues that I've broadcasted before. The Amsoil Truck Series, the Total Nonstop Racing League. I believe he was a winner in NAOR. Just a lot of success for this 41 team. And what they've had across different leagues has not been able to translate here to Tuesday nights, but he's hoping to change that right now, catching up and about to run challenge for a top 5 spot. Somebody coming to pit lane, I believe it's Francisco Bacayo in the 30, electing to come to pit road here. He's one of our guys that did not actually pit that last caution. Gabe Cazzola as well is in. He did pit the last caution, I should say, so pitting earlier than the rest of the field. Going to make it interesting when we get green flag stops going here. I'm going to likely see some more drivers coming down this next time. Keep your eye on the background. We'll see drivers maybe start to drop down and come to pit lane these next couple times as Michael Kruger takes 5th from Dylan Parker. Nobody back there just yet, it looks like. We'll go by Francisco Bacayo there. Of course, the goal for Bacayo is to cut into this gap he would have had at the start of the run. He'll be trying to get as much time as he can right now to try to gap the field for when they have to come down pit road. See if it works for him. I think Cristiani might be coming this time. He is down in the bottom lane, maybe? No, he's just trying to make a move on James Bomar. You see Jaden Porter trying to work on both Dylan Parker and Michael Kruger. Got a car that is slow in the pit lane. That is Michael Walls in the 24. As he heads for pit road. 31 laps to go. Likely going to see some more guys coming to pit road here the next few laps. It's Oscar Enriquez, Bridger Olson. They'll pit this time. Kind of watching, making sure these guys don't pull down pit lane. I think what will be their final stops of the night here soon. Maybe guys are hoping for cautions. You see, actually, here comes a lot of them. Michael Kruger leading Jaden Porter and Jordy Robinson down pit lane. So as we got more drivers coming in, it'll start to lead more drivers to want to come in and make their final stop of the night. Kyle going by on the inside line. Fresher Tire is going to take back his lap. O'Brien continues to lead. Laps ticking down now. 73 this time by. Looks like we might have some guys still stuck in a big pack with cars that are on lead lap and off the lead lap. Battling it out here. Bridger Olson and Oscar Enriquez. Enriquez doing some crazy stuff right there in that 56. He's up near the wall. He's got Hamilton who is inside. He's going to try to give him the room. Trying to get the run on Bridger Olson. There's Moreno coming off of pit lane. Rivers Jones on pit road right now. And here comes the race leader. Matthew J. O'Brien is in this time. There's Andrew Davis. Dylan Parker coming in this time too. And it's just a mismatch of these drivers in the field who have pit, who have not pit so far. The leader of those that came down pit road, of course, it's going to be the driver, the number 30, Francisco Bacayo, ahead of Michael Kruger, who came off second, just up ahead of our race leaders. He's back on the lead lap. Jaden Porter right there is third off pit road. Michael Walls and Rivers Jones are either Fonseca Moreno going by, so Jones trying to catch up and make some time up as well. As Dahari is slow on the bottom lane, he's coming this time. Chris Downey going to stay out an extra lap here. Justin Rott slow as well, coming to pit lane. Same with Francis Hamilton. There's Jonathan Jurgensmeyer coming down the pit lane as well to the service of their crew. It's 26 laps to go here at Michigan in the Pure Michigan 200. And it's going to come down to pit stops and strategy. Maybe. Depends on how they're racing. Oh, contact. Bridger Olson gets into Rivers Jones. While the leader's just trying to turn laps, you got guys battling for positions here all around the race leader, Chris Downey, who stays on the top side, going to let the field battle inside of him. Got James Bomar right there behind him. Looks like he's coming to pit road. So is Chris Downey. Hard down the banking towards this pit lane. Locking it up is Bomar and Downey. As the race leader now is going to be the 50 of Matthew Opliger. He stays out. So does Dane Cruz. Ryan Bogey stays out as well. And I think that might be the last of those drivers that need to pit. We'll have to kind of check and see how this cycles back around. But Dane Cruz trying to the inside of Opliger. Right there, I think that's Jamie Wright on the outside lane, the 89. As we continue to shuffle spots around right now. Looks like we got a second group of cars that have yet to pit, led by AJ Knickel. Then Shonky Tarpley, Blaine Sparling, Ollie Reeves, Tyler Watermull, and Amir Bascombe are the last ones that have yet to pit. Matthew J. O'Brien won the race off pit road over Gabriel Dahari. Maggio right there, he is not pit in 12th place. And Francisco Bacayo is in 13th, trying to chase down those race leaders. Dane Cruz is on pit road right now. But Matthew J. O'Brien wins the race off pit road. Amongst all of that, watch to see when Opliger and Bogey elect to come to pit lane their next time by for their final stop of the race. Under 25 laps to go here at Michigan. O'Brien gets by Cruz, who's rolling off of pit road right now. He's going to lose a lot of spots here to this field. You can see the difference in the stints there. O'Brien, the first off of pit road right now of those that have yet to pit. Now, I don't think they can make it. Absolutely not. No amount of cautions can help them get to the end of this race on the field. They are just banking on a caution coming out here to help give them a shot at making it to the end of this race. Tyler Watermull getting passed by Matthew J. O'Brien. He's got Gabriel Dahari right behind as well, coming for position number 8. Just kind of watching these guys that are staying out. They can't make it to the end of this race. But like I said, they're just going to bank on a yellow. They are hoping for an accident to allow them to cycle to the front of this field. Or at the very least, maybe just pitting late. And maybe get some guys coming down pit road with them. And maybe take a splash of fuel. Maybe a set of tires late here as well. It all depends on how this race plays out. But AJ Knickel is third. Shockey Tarpley, Blaine Sparling, and then Matthew J. O'Brien, the first car off of pit lane. He's got Gabriel Dahari behind him giving chase. They're catching up to 5th and 4th place right now here. Coming to what should be 22 laps to go. Matthew Opliger continues to lead this field. I believe this is his first start this season. Gotta double check on this. But I believe this is his first start. Indeed it is. So, leading some laps here in his first race. See how they're able to make it here. As you see, more drivers starting to drop back. Looks like Shockey Tarpley finally pulling off with the racing surface. Coming to pit lane in number 25. Saving it from spinning out there as he pulls to pit lane. Pull the gap back up so you can see with 20 laps to go. Obliger 4.7 seconds ahead of Bogey. 18 seconds ahead of AJ Knickel. 22 seconds ahead of Matthew J. O'Brien, who's got Gabriel Dehari right there with him. They've got a gap back to the next cars that have pit, including Francisco Bacayo, Michael Kruger, Jaden Porter, and Brett Bennett, who's in a position to cycle through and have a good finish out of all of this. Now Bacayo catching Blaine Sparling, disposing of the 59. Here comes Michael Kruger. Gonna pass this 59 for a position. Porter and Bennett in tow as well. Things set up. I think Brett Bennett is in position to be battling for a top 5 with Jaden Porter. The battle for what will cycle through to being the lead, though, is still ongoing. Dehari right there with O'Brien, giving chase to this 43, looking for his first win. He's come pretty close, had some pretty good runs these past 3 weeks, but he has not gotten the checkered flag to fall in his favor yet. He had the close finish at Dover with Francisco Bacayo, then the second place run to Ethan Fonseca Moreno last week at Chicagoland. O'Brien looking to see if he can take home his first checkered flag this season and not go 3 straight second place finishes. Ryan Bogey, AJ Knickel still on the racetrack. Knickel, though, has got O'Brien and Dehari closing in rapidly as Opliger continues to lead. Like I've been saying it, there's no way they make it to the end of this race on fuel. They're going to have to pit, undoubtedly. Right now, the lap times they're running, O'Brien and Dehari both run at 39.7. Knickel ran at 48.4. Bogey at 41.1. And Opliger at 41.0. Knickel to 41.4. They're all running way slower lap times, so you're going to see O'Brien and Dehari blow the doors off the 74. As they're just trying to save as much fuel as they can, make it to the end, or as far as they can make it to the end of this race, just to see if maybe they can get a caution here late. But the battle is on now for what will transfer to be the race lead. Dehari slides up in front of O'Brien. O'Brien way up the racetrack on corner exit. Going to be side by side with Dehari down the front stretch. O'Brien at the line that time just barely as Knickel finally pulls off the pit lane. Side by side they go, continuing to battle, and that's only going to help Michael Kruger, Jaden Porter, and Brett Bennett to catching up to these two. Almost contact between Dehari and O'Brien. Tight racing between these two. O'Brien takes advantage and holds on to that second, what would be the race lead, what is now third place right now, as Opliger and Bogey continuing to stay on the racetrack. Just hoping for a late yellow. Michael Kruger is third of those that have pit. He is currently 3.3 seconds back of that battle for what will be the race lead. He's losing time. Going to need some help there with Porter, who looks like he's working to push him forward. Brett Bennett right there would be 5th. Bacayo in what would be 6th place. They're looking to see if they can catch this battle. But now, finally, Matthew Opliger coming to pit road this time, as is Ryan Bogey. Couldn't get their late yellow, so coming to 15 laps to go, this is the battle for the lead. The top two will shoot past pit road, and they will shoot to the top two. 15 to go. O'Brien, your race leader. Dehari in second. Both drivers looking for their first wins here in the Slide Job Racing League. As they continue down the back straightaway, they are 3.4 seconds ahead of Kruger and the bunch. That bunch being Porter, Bennett, Downey, Bakayo, Bomar, and Walls who are starting to reel in that battle. But you saw up ahead contact with the wall maybe from O'Brien and Dahari. As you see the rest of the field kind of lined up nose to tail. If they can somehow get a draft going and try to reel in these leaders, it just all depends. There's so much racing left to go in this one here. Dahari still giving chase to O'Brien. As the battle is still raging for the race lead. The battle looks like it'll have to be for third. Here comes Chris Downey now, making the move on Kruger and Porter for this third place spot. This battle right here, 4 seconds back of the race leaders. Can they somehow, some way, catch these top two with 12 laps to go? Downey was 3/10 faster, or actually 6/10 faster than the race leaders that last time by. With having to pass cars, we'll see he runs this time by. He is still faster than our race leaders. On the inside there comes James Bomar as well. Likely going to have a faster lap time indeed. So now it just comes down to, can they grind out this battle for these spots? Can they hunt down the leaders? Dahari slides up in front of O'Brien, trying to cut back to the bottom as the 43 to cross him back over. Side by side they go down the front straightaway. Maybe a little contact. There's more contact. 11 laps to go. Dahari now to the race lead. O'Brien giving chase once more. Chris Downey now 3 seconds back of this battle for the race lead. The top three all looking for their first career wins in the Slide Job Racing League. And Austin Dorn trying to fend off a hard-charging Michael Walls. All this battling here is not what you want to hear if you're Dahari or O'Brien. Maybe even Downey as well. All this tight battling here for position to the further back of the top 10. Tight, close quarters racing could bring out a yellow and could stack the field right back up. Bakayo and Jurgensmeyer battling for ninth side by side. Almost making contact on the back straightaway there as they go down into turn number 3. As they continue to battle, the battle for the lead still ongoing. O'Brien trying to get back to the inside of Dahari. Downey within 3 seconds now of the race leaders. He's got a lap car behind him. That's AJ Knickel in the 74. No pressure out back for Downey right now. 2.7 is the gap. He is gaining at 0.3 a second. I don't think he's going to have enough time to catch these leaders. It might be down to the wire for him if he does. Bomar to the inside of Porter. That is for 4th. As they make their way to the front straightaway, 8 laps to go. Catching a slower car, that's Christian Pacheco in the 88. Damaged from that incident earlier when he pounded the outside wall. Dahari and O'Brien going to go inside of the 88. He'll finally go a lap down, or actually a second lap down now for that 88. As Downey and Bomar looking, or Downey looking to hunt down the race leaders. Bomar is not too far behind him. Right now, 2.4 seconds to gap with 7 laps to go. Downey's not going to catch these two. Need a bit of help battling back here. It's Bridger Olsen, Justin Rott, Francisco Macayo, Oscar Enriquez all mixing it up here for positions 12 through 15. There's Pacheco on the apron, slow and out of the way. Back up to our battle for the race lead. O'Brien does not want to finish second 3 weeks in a row. O'Brien trying to set up the move for what could be the race win. Good run down the front straightaway. He's able to get that run off of turn 4 that he wants. He doesn't turn down quite yet. He's going to wait maybe until 2 to go to try that move. Doing a great job keeping steady with the race leader. The third place car, Chris Downey, is 1.6 seconds back and closing. I don't know if he'll play a factor. It's bouncing back and forth, and he will and he won't. Right now, it's looking like he won't. But if these two get side by side, Downey could have a chance to reel them in. If something happens to make contact, he'll have a chance to reel them in. O'Brien way wide on corner exit. Going to run down the front straightaway here. 4 laps to go. Your top 4 all looking for their first career win in the Slide Job Racing League. O'Brien maybe thought about going outside. Instead, tucks back in line, pushing this 36 down the back straightaway. Now goes outside a little bit higher on corner entry. What does he do on the corner exit, though, to try to get by this 36? Coming to 3 laps to go. O'Brien looking for the run down the back straightaway maybe. Getting a good run off corner exit as he tried to pull the move. Now he goes to the inside. Here comes O'Brien once again for the top spot. Not going to get clear. Going to pull up side by side with him. Trying to pull him back with a side draft. Almost a little bit of contact down the front straightaway. At the line that time, O'Brien, no, Dahari just barely. 2 to go. O'Brien trying to side draft, trying to keep him from making a good corner. They're going to door each other some more. Sliding up the racetrack on corner exit here. Exactly what Downey needs. Side by side down the back straightaway here. O'Brien pulls back, down into turn 3, doors him again. Can't quite clear, not clear yet, but he's trying to clear. Dahari might cross him over. 1 lap to go here at Michigan. Dahari gonna have maybe one last gasp, trying to get there to the 43. A good run through 1 and 2. And he'll carry it through the back straightaway. Third place car, Chris Downey, right there at the top of your screen, has a chance at a 2. Dahari sending it inside. Side by side off of turn 4. O'Brien, Dahari, dooring, sliding sideways, coming to the line. Matthew J. O'Brien wins it here in Michigan. Two weeks in a row, he finished runner-up. Tonight, he gets the job done. A pass with 3 to go to take the race lead, and holding it off that last lap charge by Gabriel Dahari. Matthew J. O'Brien going to victory lane tonight. Everybody coming up to congratulate this 43 there. A lot of celebratory bumps. Matthew Opliger giving him a bump as well. I believe might be teammates with this 43. And there's Gabriel Dehari going to give him a bump. Attaboy with that finish. Matthew J. O'Brien, for the first time in his slidejab racing career, is going to burn it down on the front stretch, winning here at Michigan. He'll hit the outside wall there. As he continues to burn it down, we'll take a look at your finishing results from tonight's race. 3 drivers in the top 3 all scoring their best career finishes tonight. Matthew J. O'Brien, a photo finish at the line with Gabriel Dehari. Chris Downey was right there in third. Thought he might have had a chance at it. Just comes up short there. Maybe another lap or two with them side by side. He would have gotten there. Jaden Porter comes home in 4th. How about James Bomar getting up there in 5th? Michael Kruger 6th. Dane Cruz finishing 7th despite all the damage and all the problems he had tonight. Austin Doran comes home 8th. Jonathan Jurgensmeyer in 9th. Then it was Michael Walls running at your top 10. Brett Bennett, he had a lot of problems tonight. He finished 11th. Same with Bridger Olson coming back to finish 12th. Matthew Opliger led late, had to pit late because he stayed out, stretched it. He finishes 13th tonight. Andrea Robinson coming home in 14th. Francisco Bacayo, dominant run tonight. He'll finish 15th. Oscar Enriquez coming home 16th. And Francis Hamilton, Justin Rott, Ethan Fonseca Moreno, and Rivers Jones right at your top 20. Jeffrey Armisen comes home 21st. Quincy Strawhacker in 22nd. Matthew Chastain finishing tonight in 23rd. It's 24th place finish for Enrique Cucalani, who we used for the start of the broadcast as his point of view. Jamie Wright 25th. And Ryan Bogey 26th. Gabe Cazola in 27th. Fidel Fabi, the last car on the lead lap, in 28th. For tonight's race, 29th place goes to AJ Knickel, and 30th goes to Shockey Tarpley. And the rest of your field, it was Dylan Parker, Blaine Sparling, Tyler Watermole, Steven Maggio, Christian Pacheco, Amir Bascombe, Ollie Reeves, Andrew C. Davis, Jonathan Parker, and Jared Wilson. All drivers did not finish on the lead lap. Those last 3, I believe, did not finish tonight's race. Last 4 did not finish tonight's race. I think Dylan Parker, too, might have had a speeding penalty on his last pit stop because I noticed he was slow. Or he just really wasn't up there to contend. Not sure what happened to the 3 car, but he was not able to contend late in this race like I thought he was going to be able to. Let's talk to our top 3 finishers, though, tonight, and we'll see how they're feeling after that one. So let's see if we can get a hold of our top 3 finishers tonight. So we'll start with our 3rd place finisher tonight, Chris Downey. Hey, Chris Downey, this is Dawson down in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, it was a hard-fought battle to get to 3rd at the end there. Got a chance at it maybe late, but just ran out of time to catch the top 2. What was that race like for you, notching that 3rd place run tonight?
I don't know. That was a pretty wild one. There at the start of it, it was just a bunch of short runs. I couldn't really go anywhere, but as soon as we got that long run, I could get to the front, and it was just it just depended on when we pit. And I probably could have pit a couple laps earlier. That would have helped us out, but I don't know. Me and all my teammates, Austin, James Bomar, and Quincy did a great job, and I'm just really stinks. Couldn't get there. I really wanted a shot at it, but there's plenty of time. Just happy we got a good finish.
Well, a good finish indeed here. It is the fourth race this season. You got a good two top tens to your two races here this season. How you feeling just rolling through the rest of the year? How this race has gone, how the other race went, just, trying to build some momentum towards these good finishes, even if it's on a part-time basis.
I'll tell you what, I probably couldn't have had a worse start to the season. DNQ in the first two races, but these past two have been good. Kind of gives me a lot of hope I can really run up front. And I'm excited. I guess I'm in the dash for bread next week, so pretty excited for that. Try to go and win it, but just hope to have another good run.
Well, we'll see if you can get another good run next week. But tonight, we're celebrating a third place finish for you. Teammate, sponsor, shoutouts. What got I done for you, Chris?
All my EC racing teammates, like I said, Austin Doran, James Bonework, Quincy Strawhacker, James USA, who wasn't here tonight, and Carzola also wasn't here tonight. They just do a great job. I gotta appreciate them.
Alrighty, it's a third place finish for Chris Downey. He started off with two D and Qs. He backs it up with back-to-back top tens in that 27. Congrats on the third place run here tonight, Chris.
Thank you, sir.
And I will see if I can hunt down our second place finisher tonight, Gabriel Dahari. Hey, Gabriel Dahari, it's Dawson out in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, it was a hard-fought battle for the race win. It was a tense battle there at the end between you and Matthew J. O'Brien. He gets the edge on you there at the end. What more do you think you would have needed to get that checkered flag fall in your favor?
Man, with on the coming out of 4 on the last lap there, I went up, I kind of slammed the door on him just a little bit, trying to slow down his momentum, but I went down to try and cut the tribal, but I think that was the wrong move. Should have stayed up there, tried to side draft him, but that was really fun, clean racing with him.
Absolutely, and you were able to mix it up with him there tonight. It's been a good season for you for the races that you started for us here. You've been up front, been able to lead some laps. And right now, just looking like you're having a good run at it when you're here. What is that like for you? Just getting ready for this season as it starts to ramp up. Just having these good runs, being able to run up front.
Yeah, it's really gives me a bit of confidence, which is nice. Unfortunately, had a bit of internet trouble last week, but looking forward to trying to run some more of the season, get some good finishes. Maybe I can even make a run into the playoffs, but with the races I missed, I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that, but hopefully I could.
We'll see if you can. You got two straight top fives in your two starts here. How's that? Just teammate sponsor shout outs. What do you got to shout out? To thank for just the way the season started for you, at least with the races you've run, having those good finishes.
Shout out Stephen Maggio for putting the contingencies on here. Very awesome. Matthew J. O'Brien, of course, for racing clean and hard. Shout out everyone. Uh, Whenever they keep it green. Not shout out everyone whenever we're wrecking. And yeah, that was really good.
Well, alrighty, it's a second place run for Gabriel Dahari. Another 10 laps led tonight. He is looking to see if he can get that checker flag to fall in his favor. We'll see if he can do it. Congrats on the second place run, though, tonight, Gabe.
Thank you. Have a good one.
And now we will pull up our racer. We've talked to him now 3 weeks in a row. Actually, technically 5 weeks, I guess, in a row. We talked to him qualifying in the duels. We talked to him at Daytona, the pole sitter. And then it was back-to-back second place finishes at Dover and then at Chicagoland. But tonight, it is no more bridesmaid talk. It's all about being the bride. We'll pull him in here. That is our race winner tonight, Matthew J. O'Brien. Hey, Matthew J. O'Brien, it's Dawson out in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
So finally getting to talk to you as our race winner here tonight. Matthew, you have had 3 weeks of just really good racing, really good runs, but tonight you come home with a checkered flag. What does this mean to you to finally kind of break through after having those back-to-back heartbreaks to get the checkered flag to fly in your favor?
It feels good. I would have been pretty annoyed if I lost again. Yeah, it was very hard to be disciplined in those last 10 laps because it's like I didn't want to give up the lead. And then he started going side by side. I saw the guy, Chris, I think it was Chris in third. He was catching us really fast. And I was like, all right, I'm just let him go. I'm going to follow in behind him, and I'm just going to ride behind him and push him down the straights so the guy in third didn't catch us. And then I It was like what, three to go. I tried to pass him, and then yeah, I don't get much closer than that. A little banging, door banging, to the line just to stop his run and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it sounds weird, but you actually like you really didn't want to be leading this race because it was so loose. Um, like being behind someone would tighten you up in a really good way. So, yeah, me falling in behind and Gabriel there and kept a little rear tire on it for that last second charge there, and it was just enough. So, yeah.
Well, you're able to break through and get that first win. What's the feeling, the relief that it is to take that checkered flag finally after having those back-to-back second place finishes?
It feels great, especially at the home track. So, always like winning at the home track. But yeah, it feels really good. Was actually a little worried about tonight. Generally, don't prefer loose setups on the next gens like this. So I was a little surprised at how good we did. I'm pretty sure I led the most laps. So really good day. Yeah.
Well, alrighty, you exit tonight's race maintaining the points lead. You get your first career win. Teammates, sponsors, shoutouts. What do you got for that 43 machine tonight?
Shout out to Gabriel. It was a really clean race, really fun race. We were actually in the same Discord, so I literally told him I was gonna sit behind him for a little bit because if we tried racing, we both would have lost. Because I don't know if Chris took 4 or if he had like super sage or something, because he was literally flying. But yeah, shout out to Gabriel and shout out to you for broadcasting and everyone that runs the show as well. So yeah.
Alrighty, it's a first career win, comes in a photo finish, and not to mention, too, a Dash for Bread win, so some extra money going to Matthew O'Brien's pocket here tonight. Congrats to the win here tonight, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you.
Alrighty, so that'll do it from us here tonight at Michigan. Mentioned it, Matthew O'Brien wins the race and the Dash for Bread, so he'll have some extra money in his pocket. Next week, we head to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where we will have a battle on the bricks. We'll see how that pans out for our drivers next week here on Tuesday night. Of course, tomorrow night, though, it's the NASCAR Motor Stardom Cup Series. I believe they kick off their playoffs at Kentucky. That is tomorrow night at 9:45 p.m. Eastern Time here on BRN. And then, of course, this Thursday night, the SOFA Racing League kicks off their playoffs. They will be running their playoffs, kicking off at Old Atlanta. That is on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Cycle back to next week, of course, Slide Jawb Racing League at Indianapolis. We hope to see you there at all these races coming up here this week and then next week. I want to congratulate Matthew J. O'Brien on once again taking home the checkered flag for the first time here tonight. I want to thank you to all the drivers who show up and put on a show for me here to call for you all. I want to thank you to everybody who tunes into these races, because if it wasn't for you, then I'd be talking to nobody. Congrats again to Matthew J. O'Brien, and thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time on BRN.